gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog TV Local News. Well, the top story, in my opinion, in the tri-state has to be that Michael DeWine is considering Joe Deters, the current Hamilton County prosecutor, for the Ohio Supreme Court. Now, I was in the inner circle of Joe Deters for many, many years before we had a falling out. I want you all to know that there's nobody closer in this region to Mike DeWine than Joe Deters. Joe got him to appoint his brother, who was defeated as a Hamilton County Commissioner, defeated as a Court of Appeals, to the Public Utilities Commission. Alex Tilafonto, who's the Hamilton County Chairman, who's running for the State Republican Party Chairman, is part of Joe Deters' very, very inner circle. More inner circle than I was, okay? So I have no doubt, I don't know who else is on that list, but my guess is if this has hit the media, it's testing things. So my guess is Joe Deters is probably going to get that appointment. And then what I always heard that they were grooming, it was Megan Shanahan and or, shoot, I can't believe I can't think of her name, the woman juvenile judge, Melissa Powers, to take that position. And if they do it this way, they get it by appointment, and therefore you got a long time to run the election, so the Republicans will hold that office. Now, what I'm about ready to tell you might shock you because I had a falling out with Joe Deters. Haven't spoke to him for a couple years. I want you to know that if Michael DeWine is going to appoint a Republican to that seat, which he obviously is going to, out of all the Republicans that I know on that side of the river, I would rather him appoint Joe Deters than anybody else. And let me explain why, okay? I'm able to compartmentalize, okay? I really am. Joe Deters is tough on crime. So that would be good for the state of Ohio. However, the reason why I wouldn't mind it is Joe is not a Republican doctrine orthodox guy like Fisher and DeWine and Kennedy and O'Connor. He's not. In my opinion, plaintiffs' litigants would have a chance with Joe Deters. Joe Deters, I know this, okay? I've attacked him on several fronts. But Joe Deters does have a good heart. He does have a good heart. He let me and the Durrani victims down. He did. But the reason why he did that, in my opinion, are issues that he just had, okay? So I just want you to know, as crazy it might sound, I'm all for it. I hope Joe gets the appointment. And I even had a falling out with the guy. All right, in law and crime, former ICE deportation officer Andrew Golobic was arrested for sexually assaulting women under his supervision. Golobic is charged with sex trafficking by means of force and multiple related charges. Golobic was assigned to the ICE office in Blue Ash and could face life in prison if convicted. Florence man Harry Vorg took a plea Wednesday in an abuse case that increased his sentence to 33 years. Vorg had been serving a 20-year sentence for sexually abusing his foster children in 2020. He ought to get the death penalty. Vorg was caught sending explicit videos and pictures of his 16-year-old adopted son through a dating app. The state of Kentucky is questioning a recent allegation calling out Kenton County Judge Anne Ruddle. Ruddle allegedly denied a woman access to a public defender after the accused woman requested one. The allegations come after a suspension Ruddle served in April for the same actions in her courtroom. I want to come out and publicly defend Anne Ruddle. She's an outstanding district judge. This woman was calling her a racist, was out of control. Ruddle didn't think she qualified. You just don't get to walk in the courtroom and say, I want a public defender. There's qualifications that you have to have for one. And Ruddle didn't think she had one. She eventually gave her one anyway. But I stand with Anne Ruddle. Local news, Cincinnati honored the legendary Jeff Ruby yesterday by introducing Jeff Ruby Way at the corner of 5th and Vine. Since the 70s, Ruby's created a world-renowned dining concept, and he's obviously supported Cincinnati. By the way, Jeff Ruby's not my kind of guy. Too swanky, too much in the celebrity thing. But I admire him as an ambassador for the city of Cincinnati. He's a character, so I get a kick out of him. Being a character myself, when he does stuff that's a character, I think it's funny because I'm a character myself. So well-deserved Jeff Ruby. He's Mr. Cincinnati, obviously. 3 local favorites are teaming up for a new dining experience in Union, Kentucky. Braxton Brewing, Grater's Ice Cream, and Dewey's Pizza will combine the new concept this year. The facility will be centered around a 20,000 square foot green space and beer garden. In Kentucky State news, a new Kentucky House bill going into effect January 1st will affect Kentuckians who own multiple homes. The new bill doesn't add new taxes, but it does close loopholes that allow exemptions on fees. The bill could affect bills on secondary houses as the new year begins. For the 7th year in a row, the average pay for teachers in Kentucky has fallen. When adjusted for inflation, last year saw a 5% drop in compensation. Recent studies show teachers took a 100 pay cut from 2021. I think that's wrong. We can't lose good teachers. The public school system's a wreck. The solution is not having even less teachers because you're not paying them. Ohio State news. Ohio lawmakers are proposing a new bill that makes the changes to the state's current criminal justice system. Additions include expanding the criteria for expungements and earning early release opportunities for prisoners. Republican State Senator Rob Portman said his final goodbyes from the Senate floor yesterday. Portman will be retiring from the position he's held for the last 12 years. Good riddance. Republican J.D. Vance will take over Portman's seat. By the way, did you know Rob Portman voted as a congressman for NAFTA? Do you know Rob Portman was the budget guy for Bush? Do you know that he was the trade guy for Bush? China. Indiana State news. Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita has filed a lawsuit against the social media app TikTok. Rokita claims the Chinese-owned app misleads its users, particularly children, and presents inappropriate content. The Attorney General also questions the user's sensitive and personal information secure. And across town shootout sports, UC and Xavier will take the court Saturday at Fifth Third Arena, and Jeff Brom has been hired as the new head coach at the University of Louisville. Woo! This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.